Known as the Mach Pokemon, harnessing the power of a dragon in the earth, it uses high speeds and powerful physical attacks to be the embodiment of fear, intimidation, and terror. Only a powerful and determined trainer can have a snowflake's chance in hell to tame this beast. This is the Pokemon Garchomp. Now, the path to dominance is not an easy one. And while Gible, the base form of Garchomp, has things that work in its favor, there are also some things that are definite drawbacks. So Gible are equipped with the power to bite really hard. I swear this is like a characteristic of a ton of other Pokemon that I've covered on this lore series. But anyway, yeah, Gible use its jaws to bite through rocks, to bite through metal, and to dig holes into the earth. Now, it's said that they can dig as swiftly as Sharpedo can swim through water, and this is especially beneficial in the wintertime as they can dig deep holes for homes in caverns warmed by geothermal heat. Now, this heated environment allows Gible to survive even during the winter, and they also huddle up with their family for warmth and to fight. Now, Gible have an incredibly strong urge to bite things, which can be problematic for their trainers. If Gible can bite through rocks, just imagine the damage it can cause to a human. They'll use their teeth to attack enemies and capture prey, dragging them down to their nests to be eaten. And I doubt they're really picky eaters because they're able to digest almost anything. They use this to their advantage when digging, in one end and out the other. Easy to cover their tracks. If you're lucky enough to find a Gible scale, it is said that they can cure any illness, even ones thought to be incurable. There are some form differences between male and female Gible, as male Gible have a notch in their dorsal fin, and this holds true both for Gabite and for Garchomp. The entire evolution line are the only known Pokemon in Gen 9 that can have the ability Rough Skin. Now, upon evolving at level 24, Gible are finally able to grow an actual body instead of being a head with tiny ass arms and legs and a massive mouth. Gabite, and yes, that's how you say it, I just looked on the anime, make use of this upgrade to their body to move at extreme speeds. Additionally, they have the ability to emit ultra sound waves used for navigating the deepest and darkest of caves. Gabite has an interesting little quirk as well, as it loves shiny things. It will hoard gems and treasures and shiny objects, even like a clean spoon, or even carbink. It's actually said that it'll steal and hoard a collection of carbink in its nest, and if it ever sees a Sableye attempting to take carbink as food, it'll attack with the intent to kill. But this quirk to hoard treasures can be a hint at some of the inspirations of Gabite. Dragons, especially European dragons, are well known to hoard treasures, guarding them in the depths of caves and mountains. Gabite are known to be ferociously intense, fighting back against any enemy to protect its land, using its scales as armor. No worries though, these scales can and do grow back, and they do shed their skin and scales periodically. Similar to Gible, these scales can be ground up and used in traditional medicines, curing most uncurable of diseases. But if you plan on choosing Gabite as a potential team member and are worried it'll beat the crap out of you, don't worry. All you need to do is present it with a shiny object, a nice sparkly gift, and it'll become quite docile. They are known to live in mountainous regions and are known to survive in both snowy and arid temperatures. With the next evolution occurring at level 48, the iconic pseudo-legendary Pokemon known as Garchomp takes the stage. This absolute unit of a Pokemon has mastered both aerial and ground combat. In the air, Garchomp fly at speeds that rival a fighter jet, and due to their naturally relentless predatory nature, they can and do eat entire flocks of bird Pokemon. So say bye-bye to the population of Starly, Staravia, and Staraptor. I absolutely love you, Mons. You're one of my most favorite flying type Mons, but you're done for. and it'll bring its catch back to its den, it'll cool down, and then it'll chomp down. And we often see Garchomp and Salamence engage in spectacular aerial battles as they fight for dominance over territory and prey. Their bodies are made for destruction. The angles, protuberances, claws, with the ability to fly at jet speeds mean it can cut down trees just from its blades of wind. The utter damage it can cause to its enemies is terrifying as well, as it can sever body parts. I guess that's why its scales have healing properties. It'll cut off your leg and then feed you a scale, and then it'll grow back, and then it'll do it again. And then speaking of these scales, they have evolved in such a way that provides Garchomp with less drag for a smoother flight, and with sharp edges which serve as a mechanism to slice and cut whatever it comes in contact with. They are also incredibly durable, being able to withstand powerful attacks and harsh environmental conditions. The appendages on its head are used to sense prey from a long distance away, and they are incredibly rare in the wild, having a feral nature as they dwell underground in a mountain or a volcano. If you are brave and strong enough to have one on your side, they are fiercely loyal and friendly toward their trainers. If that power isn't enough, Mega Evolution is the next step in its evolutionary process. With its body becoming more angular, particularly in the head and shoulder area, and its wings becoming scythes, the slashing power is increased exponentially. It uses its incredible special and physical attack to become a great early to mid-game sweeper, as well as a stealth rock setter if you're interested in competitive battling. However, this power comes from a dark place. It comes from anger. It comes from hatred. Garchomp are particularly proud and fond of their wings, and when their fins and claws and wings fuse due to the excess energy of Mega Evolution, they become blind with fury and rage, making them extremely dangerous. Only the strongest trainers can possibly think to tame and order this Pokemon around at that point, as they do slice their enemies into tiny bits. Now, the inspirations for Garchomp come from multiple sources. It combines traits of the Tyrannosaurian kaijus, wyverns, aircrafts, and different species of sharks, particularly the fictional and fantasy creature land shark. It also has traits of, like I mentioned, with various species of shark, most notably the hammerhead shark, and the ground typing might allude to the reference to ground sharks or sand sharks. And yes, those are real things. It has also inspirations from the theropod dinosaurs, and you might see resemblances to like the Tyrannosaurus Rex, but particularly the Carcharodontosaurus, whose teeth are very often compared to the teeth of great white sharks due to the similar serrations and sharpness. Now, Garchomp's aircraft traits can allude to the awesome Curtis P-40 Warhawk fighters. And these type of fighters are the models that were very popularized by the shark-themed nose art on the aircrafts, and were often referred to as desert sharks. Mega Garchomp and the skull and the scythes are very heavily based on the traits of the Grim Reaper. There are inspirations from your stereotypical biker with like the teeth lining and the red part on its stomach and on the chest area. And then there are also inspirations from a praying mantis. Garchomp, the name, can be a combination of its Japanese name, which is actually Garburius, and then the word Carcharius, which is a Latinization of the Greek word for shark. There are also stems of the word gar, which is a carnivorous fish, gabu gabu, and all these terms are kind of terms from Japanese words. But yeah, gabu gabu, which means to gobble or guzzle a drink. Gaburito, which means to chew, bite, gulp emphatically. Gargantuan, and chomp. And that is the history, lore, facts of Garchomp. I love Garchomp. Now, obviously, it is a pseudo-legendary Pokemon. It is a Dragon-type Pokemon, which is my favorite type of Pokemon. I love the design. I love Gibble and its derpy head and all this stuff. But I'll be honest, I do think of the Dragon types as the big three. And I think of as the big three of Garchomp, Salamence, and Flygon. For whatever, I know there's tons of dragons, but for whatever reason, that's my big three. And for me, Flygon is my top. I know it's nowhere near as strong as the other two, but I do like Flygon a lot more than the other two dragons. But yeah, maybe I'm just rooting for the underdog. I don't know. But let me know your thoughts of Garchomp down in the comments below. Is it your favorite Mon? What do you like about it? I'd love to know down in the comments. Also, if there's a Pokemon you'd like me to do next, let me know down there. If you're new to the channel, it would just mean so much if you could consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video. Check out some of our other lore and Pokemon opening videos. Thank you again so much for all the support. I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.